All right, what is going on, guys? UFC 320, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira 2 has just ended, and this is going to be my post-fight reactions. I didn't end up being able to watch all of the fights. I watched the first fight of the night. I had to leave. I had to go do some stuff. So I'm going to go cover the fights I watched and briefly talk about pretty much what I saw on Twitter about the other fights. So starting with the first fight of the night, we have Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. Veronica Hardy wins. If I remember, it was 29-28 decision. I picked her to win via decision. I thought in the third round it looked like, because I left the tail end like halfway through the third round, I had to leave. First two rounds, I think it was the first round. She drops Walker. That kind of shocked me. I didn't think she was going to drop her. Very clear striking discrepancy on the feet. Walker, when she would go for her takedowns, she usually would get them. Hardy didn't have much as far as takedown defense. Again, she gets, I almost said manhandled. She gets out physicality a lot, and that's how people beat Veronica Hardy. And then the third round, I believe that is what happened. Brogan Walker was able to win the third round with the grappling, but Hardy was able to win 20-20 decision. The win doesn't mean anything in my opinion. Brogan Walker is like bottom of the barrel women's flyweight. We're moving on. I did not see this. Obviously, I picked Austin Vanderford to get it done via submission, I think, in the first or second round. He ended up getting submitted in the second round. From what I can tell, he won the first round with his grappling. In the second round, I don't remember what he got submitted with. I know it was some type of choke. Might have been a guillotine. It might have been a guillotine. I don't remember, though. But, yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. I did see Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. We have another fight where Chris Gutierrez has zero fight IQ. Absolutely no fight IQ. First two rounds, gets outstruck by Farid Basharat. Isn't doing enough volume. And I can't remember, did he get takedowns in the first two rounds? I'm pretty sure he got at least one takedown in those first two rounds. I think it was the first round he got a takedown and just accepted position. Every time Chris Gutierrez gets taken down, it's not like he has like some elite jiu-jitsu off of his back where he's like threatening submissions constantly. He gets taken down, he accepts the position, he locks his guard, he doesn't try to get up, he doesn't try to go for a submission, he just accepts the position and waits the round out. If he has a gap, he'll take it, but most of the time he doesn't. Third round, he hurt Farid Basharat. He had him like borderline starting a finishing sequence and then just does nothing. He has Farid Basharat hurt where if he just puts it on him a little bit more, he could probably finish the fight and just shits the bed. Absolutely no fight IQ in that third round for Chris Gutierrez. He needed a finish. I gave Chris Gutierrez, and Basharat came back in the third round and started doing decent. So I gave Gutierrez the third round, so I had Basharat winning 20-28 decision. Somewhat of an embarrassing performance from Gutierrez. He shows again he has no fight IQ. He did do some good leg kicks like I thought he would in this, but just not enough to get it done. I did not see the next 1, 2, 3, 4 fights, I think. This fight, definitely not going to go back and watch it. This fight, I think I got that right. I think I picked him via decision. I picked Shabazian first round KO. It was towards the end of the round. I could go back and watch it. It's just one round. I just don't really give a shit to, if I'm being honest. But I'm assuming he just kind of melted Andre Muniz. Muniz probably tried to go for some takedowns, couldn't get them. I don't know. Let's see if they put any stats on here. He was 1 for 3 on his takedowns. So Shabazian got back up, which is a shock. This fight, I've been seeing a lot of controversy on this fight. Split decision for Jacob Wicklax. I had Patchy Mix in this fight. I think I picked him via first round submission, and I thought he would make it look easy over Wicklax. Wicklax, in some of his previous fights, was able to get out grappled. I've seen people say it online, so I'm just going to assume it's true, and I could be totally wrong here. But in Patchy Mix's last fight, he looked like absolute shit. He had no head movement. His striking was bad and terrible. I'm assuming it was the same in this fight. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go back and rewatch this, but he's in a very tough position now. I'm guessing the UFC is going to give him one more chance. And if he cannot get a win, I mean, I understand this guy was a champion in his prospective organization that he was in, but Patchy Mix was in the second best organization outside of the UFC, in my opinion, PFL Bellator. I think they're probably better than ONE FC. But maybe not, because he beat pretty much the who's who over there at PFL, comes over to the UFC, doesn't have success. So I don't know. Who are they going to give him where he could get a win? I don't know. They may cut him. Honestly, they may cut him. But I'm assuming they're going to give him one more chance, and then if he loses, they're going to cut him. So, but that's a good name for Wicklak's resume. Moving up the card, I did not watch I just got back home when this fight, Santos was having his post-fight. From what I can tell, first round, Ju Sang-yu won. I think it was on all judges' scorecards. It might have been with the grappling. I can't remember. I saw some people online talking about grappling. And then Santos comes back and gets it done via KO in the second round. Again, I'm not going to go back and rewatch this fight. I don't give a shit. Moving up the card. I watched this fight, but I mean, there was no other method of victory that should have happened other than a first-round KO for Ateba Gutierrez versus Tristan Vines. Vines took this on, like, I think it was less than a week's notice. They threw him in there. I probably would agree. Most of the time, I don't agree with the stats that the UFC puts on the website, but 0 for 1 on strikes and 0 for 2 on takedowns seems pretty accurate for Vines. I don't think he landed, or apparently he threw one strike. For like a solid minute, they were kind of just circling. You could tell Gutierrez was trying to find that good, perfect shot. And Vines, understandably, just looked terrified and didn't really do anything except be a punching bag. Looked pissed after the ref stopped the fight. He looked very mad, looked upset that he lost and didn't put up a fight at all. But we all expected this to go down exactly how it did. For Ateba Gutierrez, we need him to fight someone decent next. I don't even remember who he fought in his debut. Bad. Was supposed to fight Ozzy Diaz. That isn't really that much of a step up at all. And then he gets Vines on short notice, which is a step down in competition. He needs to fight someone decent next. I want to see him versus decent opposition. I'll find somebody and give it to him in my Fights to Make video, which I'm going to be working on after I'm done recording this. But this is what we all expected from this fight. Moving up the card, opening up the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view portion of this, I will say, every fight, I thoroughly enjoyed every fight on this pay-per-view. They were all very good. Opening up the main card, and this, I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's probably the UFC's website. It's almost like a little transparent here on the main card, but then if you scroll down here, it all looks normal. So something's going on with the UFC's website. I'm not sure what it is. But opening up the main card, we have Abus Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. So my prediction, I believe, was Joe Pyfer via third-round TKO over a tired and exhausted Abus Magomedov. He ended up getting the second-round submission. First round, like Pyfer goes in for a takedown, and Abus reverses position. And like the first round was kind of just Abus controlling Pyfer for the majority of that first round, at least half or more. And he was landing the better shots on the feet as well when they were standing. And then towards the end of the round, Pyfer was able to get back to his feet, land a couple of shots, nothing super impactful, but he was pressing Abus immediately as soon as he was getting back up, which was good on him, what he needed to do. But the first round easily goes to Abus with control time and landing the good shots. Second round, Pyfer comes out like he's got a mission. He wants to take out Abus Magomedov. He wants to get him tired. He wants to wear on him, and that's what he did. He, I think, rushed him for like a flurry of shots, stunned him with one. He kind of dropped, went down. What did he get him with? Was it an arm triangle? I think it was an arm triangle is what he got him with. I don't know why I don't remember. Pretty sure, no, it was a rear naked choke. He tried to go for an arm triangle. I think Abus gave him his back. Pfeiffer took his back and had one arm across, and Abus was not really trying to peel the arm off, which is what you would typically do, try to peel the arm off. And Pfeiffer was able to lock up the rear naked choke. That's what it was. But so I think it's a very good win. Probably neck and neck between his best win, his other win being Kelvin Gastelum. Two really good wins from Joe Pfeiffer going back to back. I think he's probably ready for another shot at someone in the rankings. We'll see who there is at middleweight and who I can give him next. Moving up the card. Again, another finish, another great fight. We have Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal. I think I picked Zalal via decision. Apparently there were no strikes landed and one strike thrown. That's probably about right. I'm tired. It's 1:30 in the morning. But I had Zalal via decision. I thought, Emmett's tough. He's durable. He's hard to put away. But the way, I can't remember if he's ever been knocked out. I know he's been submitted. Yair submitted him in that interim title fight. But Zalal gets an easy takedown on Emmett. There for a minute, I thought Emmett did not mean to do that. I thought Emmett was going to, because he reversed the position, I thought he was going to try to do some ground and pound. Zalal got that armbar locked up and forced Josh Emmett to tap. There's really nothing else to say. It was a pretty clean cut performance from Yusuf Zalal. Calls out Lerone Murphy next. Says Lopez deserves the title shot. As much as of a Diego Lopez fan I am, I do not believe he deserves a title shot. If Movsar Evelev is injured, I think you should do Lerone Murphy versus Volkanovski. And you could do... I don't know what you could do with Zalal. But I think Murphy's probably next. Again, as much as a Lopez fan as I am, he does not deserve to fight for a title again. Nonetheless, solid performance from Yusuf Zalal. Probably about time for Josh Emmett to hang it up. Will he? Probably not. I think he'll probably stick around, and then once he gets booted out of the rankings, he'll probably retire shortly after that, if I had to guess. Moving up the card. I'm assuming this is going to be the fight of the night. If my opinion, again, I didn't watch some of the fights on the prelims. It's probably going to be this or the Sandhagen-Merab fight. Those are my two fight of the night. It's probably going to be the Yuri Kilo-Rountree fight. This was a great fight. This was a banger fight. No takedowns attempted from either guy, which was kind of surprising. For some reason, I thought Yuri was going to mix in the grappling a little bit, but he didn't. Essentially, what you had in the first two rounds were Khalil. Khalil clearly won the first two rounds. Second round was more competitive than the first. First round was so clear Kilo-Rountree. He was landing. Yuri wasn't. Yuri could not find his rhythm. He couldn't find his shots on Khalil. He couldn't find his range very well. And Khalil was doing very good. One thing the commentary was saying was like, oh, Yuri's looking really weird out there. He's not moving like he normally. He always moves crazy and wild like that. He's always bouncing around, doing weird stuff. But yeah, going in that second round, second half towards the end, you could see the tide was turning towards Yuri. I think I picked him to be a second round TKO, ended up getting the third round TKO. KO, actually. You could tell the momentum was shifting. He was landing more on Kilo-Rountree, but Rountree landed just enough in that second round to award him the second round. So I had a 2-1 going into the third round. Yuri needs a finish, and he just comes out like a bat out of hell, just going forward at Kilo-Rountree, throwing caution to the wind, just putting everything into every shot he's throwing, and makes Kilo quit and then knocks him out. You could tell like they were both exhausted, but the heart, Yuri has heart, grit, and determination. Once he has his mindset to something, he's going to move forward. He's going to try and get to that thing. And Kilo just doesn't have that in him. He just doesn't. As good as a fighter is, he could kick my ass. He just doesn't have the heart and grit like Yuri does. KOs him. For a second, I thought it was kind of I thought Khalil faked being KO'd. Like, it's just, he got hit with that left hook. It dropped him and hurt him. And I'm just going to lay here and I can't continue. I didn't really pay too much attention if it really was a knockout, like he was out cold. I think he was out cold. Or if he kind of like gave up, if you will. But yeah, great fight. Yuri wants to fight for the belt next. I'm not sure what to do there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right move or not. I'll figure that out in my fights to make video. But yeah, nonetheless, great win from Yuri Prochazka. He's now on a 2-fight win streak against the former champion in Jamal Hill and former title challenger in Khalil Roundtree Jr. Moving up the card, the co-main event. This is a very fun and exciting fight. I actually really enjoyed the fight. Very high-paced fight for both guys here. We have Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen for the bantamweight title. Merab wins via decision, like I predicted he would. And I believe also, like I predicted, Corey would win one round. I'm going to pull it up on my phone real quick. I think it might have been different. Like, judges gave him different rounds. I had the first round for Corey. I thought he landed the better shots. I thought he landed more shots and the more powerful shots in that first round. We had 2 of the judges gave Corey Sandhagen the first round, and then the other judge gave Corey Sandhagen the 4th round. Me personally, when I was scoring it live, I gave Sandhagen the first and the 4th round, but I also gave Merab a 10-8 in the second. So I thought Corey clearly won the first round. Then Merab came out, stunned Corey, dropped him, had him hurt badly, almost finished him in that second round, and then was just dominating with the grappling, consistently shooting takedowns over and over and over again. I gave Merab 10-8 second round. Very dominant round. Third round, Corey did better than he did in the second, obviously. But I still think he was a little wary of still getting the cobwebs off, from being almost put out there in the second round. And then fourth round was very, very, very close. I think outside of, because again, I thought the first round was very clear for Sandhagen. Outside of the first round, the fourth was the closest, most competitive round. And the reason I scored the fourth for Corey was the damage. He landed the most damaging shots, the most impactful shots of the round. The reason I think Merab got it was with the grappling. He was shooting takedowns, getting them, and Corey would immediately pop back up. That was the story of this fight. Merab would get the takedown, Corey would get right back up. He scored, let's just say this is right, the accurate numbers here on the UFC's website. He scored 20 takedowns and attempted 37. Like I said in my prediction video, if the guy's just consistently shooting takedowns on you and all you're doing is defending takedowns, even if he's not able to keep you down, you're still losing the fight. So, based on that, but in the fourth round, Corey landed some really good shots. I think he even landed a really solid knee at one point. I think it was a right hand he landed on Merab that I thought he stunned him, and if he would have pressed a little bit more, I think he could have really sealed that round for him. Even though, like, let's just say he actually got the fourth round in all the judges' scorecards. I think it would still not matter. Yeah, because 2 of the judges gave a 10-8 for Merab. So if, in theory, if he could have got that, would it have been a draw? No, it wouldn't have, because Merab got a 10-8. So it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But yeah, I think. And then 5th round was all Merab. Corey really didn't do too much in that 5th round. And then towards the end, he got taken down and couldn't get back up. Kind of just accepted defeat at that moment. I think he knew. I know towards the end, they were standing. But that last time that Merab got him down, I think Corey kind of knew, I'm not really going to be able to finish him here this quickly. I would like to see, if you're in a title fight and you're going to have to finish the guy, I would just do what Alex Pereira did and Yuri. Just throw everything with full power and try and kill them. That's my suggestion. But yeah, solid win from Merab. He is the GOAT. He is the greatest bantamweight of all time. Who's next for Merab? I like the quick turnaround with Petr Yan. I think that's a great idea. Do Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan. Do it in December. Do it in January. Something like that. and then have the winner of, I don't know. I'm gonna say the winner of Umar Bautista probably. I have to look at the rankings and see who else is on the come up, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Moving up the card, the main event. I'm so glad I got this prediction wrong. We have Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira 2. Alex Pereira gets it done via first round TKO. Again, Alex Pereira came out, immediately went straight for Magomed Ankalaev, chopping the legs early, landed 5 or 6 ish solid leg kicks on Magomed Ankalaev. Clearly, obviously, he was going for the KO, and he ended up getting the TKO. But he was landing good leg kicks. He did not do that in the first fight. I'm just gonna take him at his word that the reason he performed so poorly in the first fight was due to him being sick. We're just gonna take that at face value and say it's the truth, because he looked way better. And again, the fight was only like a minute and 20 seconds, but he looked way better. He looked focused. He was getting landing good leg kicks, landing good strikes. He dropped him, didn't really drop him, stunned Ankalaev with a right hand. Ankalaev shoots in a sloppy takedown. Pereira literally just shucks him over and just starts landing elbows and hammer fists and gets the TKO via elbows. So, I'm not going to lie. I think it's a somewhat of a weak stoppage. I will say that. I will say that in Ankalaev's defense. I think maybe another 10 seconds of elbows, 10 to 15 seconds, and then if Ankalaev still hadn't done anything, they could have stopped it then. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm glad Pereira's champion again. I'm glad Ankalaev lost. That's what I wanted the whole time. Like I said in my prediction video, I'm rooting for Alex Pereira to win this fight. I just didn't think he was going to. But he proved me wrong. He proved all of us wrong. He was the underdog in this fight. Good on him for getting the W and getting his belt back. Let's go up here because this looks better than that weird whatever the hell. What's next? You got Carlos Ulberg, I believe he's on an 8 or 9 fight win streak. Not the best wins, but solid wins nonetheless. And then you have Yuri, who's got, again, not the best wins, but solid wins. I know Jamal Hill's a former champion, but at the same time, he beat Glover Teixeira, an old Glover Teixeira, on short notice. I don't know how much that win really means. To me, it's just about the same as a Dominic Reyes win, honestly. But I'll figure out. I think just based solely on his win streak, I have to go with Carlos Ulberg to fight Alex Pereira next for the light heavyweight title. And if you watch my prediction video, I think Pereira's going to make easy work of him, maybe like he did of Ankalaev. Pereira gets one more title defense in. Aspinall gets one more title defense in. You have Pereira move up to heavyweight and challenge for a third belt. Honestly, it's probably not a hot take, actually. I think Pereira might have a better chance at becoming a triple champion if Cyril Gane is the heavyweight champion. I think Aspinall's grappling is probably better than Gane's. Obviously, I could be wrong. We'll figure it out this month. But I think Gane's grappling is probably not as good as Aspinall's. And with that being said, I think Pereira would have the advantage on the feet versus Gane. But nonetheless, UFC 320 was great. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the pay-per-view main portion of this card. Let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of UFC 320? Make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.